Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. Our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men who can dream of things that never were. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. A child miseducated is a child lost. Liberty without learning is always in peril, and learning without liberty is always in vain. Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. Do not pray for easy lives, pray to be stronger men. We have the power to make this the best generation of mankind in the history of the world or make it the last. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers. Let us never negotiate out of fear. But let us never fear to negotiate. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We are tied to the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch, we are going back from whence we came. Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners. And necessity has made us allies. Those whom God has so joined together, let no man put asunder. If not us, who? If not now, when? For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. Mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. There is always inequity in life. Some men are killed in a war, and some men are wounded. And some men never leave the country. Life is unfair. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men who can dream of things that never were. The Chinese use 2 brush strokes to write the word crisis. One brush stroke stands for danger, the other for opportunity. In a crisis, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. A nation which has forgotten the quality of courage which in the past has been brought to public life is not as likely to insist upon or regard that quality in its chosen leaders today. In a time of domestic crisis, men of goodwill and generosity should be able to unite regardless of party or politics. I think this is the most extraordinary collection of talent, of human knowledge, that has ever been gathered at the White House, with the possible exception of when Thomas Jefferson dined alone. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free. I look forward to an America which will not be afraid of grace and beauty. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived. Thanks for watching.